step to the top. Flames up in production, just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you can. Say what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. Say what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
When I start rapping way, I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious, release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blown me, that head misses. I'm a phenomenon, stacking cheese like a Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn, and I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted, can't copy, printed, can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I trust this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoken into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Everyone's become addicted in my rap, then I live it. There's no capping, I'll be sticking up.
They say what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Alright. Welcome folks to the PAFR Division 3 Belgium Grand Prix. Yeah. The circuit Spa-Francorchamps. Now this is the longest circuit on the calendar, just a little over 7 kilometers, about 7.004 kilometers I believe it is. So it's definitely the longest circuit on the track, and it's one of the tricky ones to master. Especially when Eau Rouge and Radion. Definitely quite a finicky part of the track. And definitely quite a dangerous part of the track as well, if you have an accident up there. As the drivers are heading out now on their outlets. This track is not a particular favourite of mine, but I don't exactly hate it. But this circuit is notorious for rain. If we think back to the Belgium Grand Prix and the actual F1 series, yeah, that one was definitely one of controversy, I believe, as we have yellow flags in Sector 3. So everything's all sorted now. So we're on board here with Matt as he's making his qualifying run. As we have yellow flags in Sector 3 again. So it's just before the bus stop chicane. There was a good run there by Matt through Eau Rouge and Radion. We're currently on board with one of the drivers who actually has a qualifying ban at the moment. So we're not sure why he's out on a qualifying run. But the drivers that do have a qualifying ban is Luke and Elios. So pretty much what a qualifying ban means essentially is that you are not to do a qualifying run at all. However, you can still race. So Luke and Elios have a qualifying ban, so does MPA Skov. He has a qualifying ban as well, but he is out on track at the moment as Thrasher Rio gets the fastest lap time at the moment of a 1 minute 44.284. And Happy Gilmore steals it off him with a 1 minute 43.480. So this is sort of the times that you'll pretty much be looking at for this qualifying here, due to the fact of just how long the circuit is. So yeah, Spa is the longest circuit on the calendar, and the shortest circuit is actually the Monaco circuit, which it is. Oh, as MPA Skovs has spun in Sector 2. As Happy Kilmore is possibly doing his in-lap at the moment. So you'll probably maybe look at checking on maybe a fresh set of tyres, possibly. Maybe try and set a faster time. So Spa is definitely a circuit that can be very unforgiving. If you get it wrong and you go up onto the high curves here, there is almost pretty much a 95% chance you'll end up spinning off and into a wall. That is just how bad these curves here are for your drivers. As Iron Knight comes into the pit, he's probably looking at maybe chucking on a fresh set of softs. Maybe try for another qualifying run. We have yellow flags down at the bus stop chicane. It must have had just a slight spin, it seems. Harvey here comes into the pits here. Kermit is out on his flying lap at the moment. His previous best time of a 1 minute 44.930. So he'll be looking to improve. He looks as though he's got a fairly good pace on him on his out lap. Just wait for him to put his foot down and hopefully try and set a new time. Looking forward here with Frost. His best time at the moment is a 1 minute 44.947, so he'll be looking to improve on his time. Because we have yellow flags in Sector 1. So we've got a McLaren by the looks. Might be, I think that's the right colour for it. Yeah. The ZHR gear. I've just had a slight excursion on his outlet. Prix has come into the pits. He hasn't set a lap time yet, so it'll be very interesting to see why he hasn't yet. Currently have 6 minutes left of qualifying, so any driver that hasn't probably set a time yet, but now would be the time to try and maybe look at getting out from the next probably 2 or so minutes, I believe. Any driver that wants to improve. Currently have about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left of the session. Still, Happy Kilmore still has the still sitting on a pole here with a 1 minute 43.48. Kermit with a 1 minute 43.655. Not too far off there from Kilmore. As you have yellow flags in Sector 1 just after turn 1. And third at the moment we have Vintage Grizz with a 1 minute 43.881. So your top 4 are actually very close together. Iron Knights are currently in P4 with a 1 minute 43.905. In 5th we have Thrasher with a 1 minute 44.284. King we have a 1 minute 44.341. He's in P6. In P7 we have Suggested with a 1 minute 44.515. So you have yellow flags in Sector 1 and 2. And yellow flags in Sector 2 and 1 again. In P8 we currently have ZHR with a 1 minute 44.574. In P9 we currently have Matt with a 1 minute 44.685. In P10 we have Harvey with a 1 minute 44.733. In 11th we have Frost with a 1 minute 44.947. In 12th we have Chromad with a 1 minute 45.458. And 13th we have Shade, a 1 minute 46.012. And 14th we have Faith, with a 1 minute 46.062. And 15th we have Bagos, with a 1 minute 46.714. And in 16th we have JDD, with a 1 minute 47.901. So not a bad time there by the AlphaTauri driver. And Rish is currently on his outlet, so he'll be looking to set a qualifying time and hopefully put himself into a top position. As we currently have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left of qualifying. So this is pretty much it. Any driver that's wanting to head out that could still be in pits, this is the time to do it, as if you've only just come into the pits, you're not going to have enough time, I believe, to get out and try and set a flying lap. But if a driver could prove me wrong, then by all means, go for it. Currently have a minute 20 left of qualifying. We have drivers that are on their outlaps, so this would be a good time to maybe put the foot down a little bit more to try and get to the line and cross it before you miss out on qualifying. So it actually, as we have yellow flags in sector 3, as Knight's time is invalidated. Not sure what happened. You might have gone off the track just a little bit too much, maybe. There's yellow flags in sector 3. It looks as though we've got a slow Alfa Romeo, I think. Yeah, the yellow flag in sector 2. It's just in around the first hairpin. As Bagos retires from the session. So qualifying has been completed. We're just waiting for all the drivers to come across the line. So Rish is actually currently in a P2 at the moment with a 1 minute 43.517. So he's actually not that far off from Kilmore. As Happy Kilmore sets a new fastest lap time of 1 minute 43.179. That's incredible pace there by the Alpine driver. So you're currently waiting for Faith to finish his run. But he decides to retire from the session. So as we run through the grid order, we have Happy Kilmore in P1, Kermit in P2, Rish in P3, Vintage Grizz in P4, ZHR in P5, P6 we have Thrasher, P7 we have Knight, P8 we have Matt, P9 we have Faith, P10 we have Suggested, P11 we have King. That's all the time we're going to be able to have to get through the list at the moment. So we currently just wait for the Grand Prix to get underway. So it looks as though we're going to have a sunny start here to this Grand Prix, although there could be a possibility of some rain. Let's just hope that we don't have any rain. Rain does make it a bit of an interesting race, but I'm pretty sure not many drivers particularly like driving in a wet condition, especially here in Spa. The drivers are heading out on their formation lap. Scrolling through the drivers as they are on their formation lap. So it looks as though this could be a one-stop strategy, it seems. Though it is a 22-lap race, so it is possible to actually take the soft tyres for actually half the race distance if you have got very good tyre management. The wear around Spa is can be a bit high at times, but it's all about just how much power you're putting through the wheels and just how much pressure you've got on the tyres as well. Because if you ever run a very high pressure on your setup, you'll end up having the tyres overheat more and they just wear down much quicker. It's nice to see that the drivers are actually leaving a fair amount of space between everyone. So you don't want to hit someone on your formation lap, because if that happens, well, you're going to have some cold tyres for the start. And trying to drive on cold tyres, it's a no-no. It's a very, it's not a no-no per se, but it's a very hard thing to... Ooh. As Luke goes off the track slightly. It's one of the downfalls of the hard tyres. It doesn't have much grip on it. You sort of sacrificed a lot of grip for the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix. here at Spa. Frank de Jont, Happy Kilmore's got a good run. He still holds the lead going into turn 1. Though Rish still has P2. The Ferraris are dropping down the order. Vintage Grizz claims P3. Kermit drops to P4. Oh, it's suggested it has, and we have a VSC already. Looks as though JDD and Suggested have come together just after turn 1, probably on the approach to Eau Rouge by the looks. Didn't quite get to catch that on the stream. So as the positions stand at the moment, Happy Kilmore currently has P1, Rish has P2, Vintage Grizz has P3 as King gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with Harvey. P4 we have Thrasher, P5 we have Kermit. The 2 Ferrari drivers currently hold P4 and P5 at the moment. P6 we have Faith. P7th we have ZHR, P8 we have Frost, P9 we have Knight, P10th we have Matt, 11th we have Harvey, 12th we have Bagos, 13th we have Skull, 4th Gilmore sets the fastest lap time of the race with a 1 minute 59.856 I believe it was. P15 is currently held by Luke, and P16 we currently have King, although he's come into the pits. So has Shade and Chromad, they have come into the pits to repair their wings. It looks as though King is serving his penalty as Bagos retires. Not sure what's happened, hopefully we can as we get another VSC. So we'll jump on board with Shade, so hopefully we can see what happened if Vegas' car is still going to be there. It looks as though it might have been an accident coming off Radion maybe. Well, at least it's not a safety car, but still a VSC is still annoying to watch. Doesn't really bunch up the field very much. As Faith gets a drive-through penalty for speeding into the VSC, and DRS has now been enabled, so hopefully we'll get to see a few drivers closing in the distance to make the overtake at the top of Radion. Kilmore still has the lead, but Rich is closing in on him. Rich just wasn't quite close enough to capitalise on the DRS there. And we currently have a sort of a DRS train at the moment. As Knight makes a move on Matt. have yellow flags in sector 2. Oh, this is not looking good. Looks as though Paulo might have had a slight incident. Harvey makes a move down the inside on Elios. Nice move by the Alfa Romeo driver. Puts him up into P10 and into the beginning of the points. Kermit is closing on to Vintage. He's looking for a move around the outside, and you will have the inside line for the second part of the chicane. And he gets the move done. Nice move there by Kermit, who then also gets the fastest lap time of a 1 minute 46.881. As Faith has come in to serve his penalty, his drive-through penalty. And Chromad, something's going on with Chromad in sector 2, sort of on the boundary of sector 3. Oh, Paulo DNFs as well. Looks as though it might be the same thing actually on Eau Rouge and Radion, it seems. That's going to be the one part of the track that will be claiming pretty much, I reckon, all the drivers, I think. We've already lost our 4 drivers so far, and we're only on lap 4, so it's almost as though we're averaging about, we lose 1 driver every lap or so. And it appears to all be around so far Eau Rouge and Radion. As Skov gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So you have yellow flags in sector 2 as Skov retires, and we have another VSC. So Skov might have gone into a wall, it seems. Though it's not a very common place to go into a wall there. So we're currently left with 15 drivers in this Grand Prix. I don't know, I think I might need to be careful about what I say at the moment, because it appears as though I'm giving the infamous commentator's curse, it seems. So we're on lap 5 and we have under a virtual safety car. As Matt gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. So we've currently got 2 drivers with penalties at the moment. So I'll try and figure out which ones they are. So it looks as though it's drive-through. So Rish has a drive-through penalty and Matt has a drive-through penalty. The drive-through penalties are annoying, but they're not as bad as what stop-go penalties would be, I believe. I think the worst I've seen is a 10-second stop-go penalty, I believe. I think that's the worst one I've seen. So you have yellow flags on Eau Rouge and Radion. Looked so Grizz might have had a slight spin there, but he doesn't appear to have any damage, so it's a good thing. But Luke is looking to make the move down the inside. As we have yellow flags in sector 1 and 2 again. Rish gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Luke is closing in onto Elios. Luke really wants that P6 position. Looks as though the drivers are starting to spread out much more now, as Shay gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Rish comes into the pits to serve his penalty. So we have the Ferrari Thrasher putting on a set of hard tyres as Kermit sets fastest lap time by 1 minute 45. And Vintage Grizz is preparing his front wing. He's chucked on a set of mediums. So it looks as though a lot of the drivers are starting to come into the pits now. As though a lot of the soft runners, as Harvey is replacing his front wing and putting on a set of mediums, as Matt has chucked on a set of mediums. I don't believe he had any wing damage. Vintage Grizz gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh, as King's had a slight at the top of Radion. So we're back to green flag racing. Trying to find some close action. So Kermit is closing in onto Luke. I'm pretty sure Kermit's actually one of the reserve drivers, it seems. And he's got a lot of pace on him. Some clean move there by Kermit. Some more close racing as King gets a 3-second time penalty from multiple warnings. Harvey is closing it onto Chromad. Oh! What was that? Kermit's had a slight spin at the first chicane just after the second DRS straight. Been on those soft tyres for, I wonder. 2 laps, so he's got fairly new soft tyres. So I don't think grip would be an issue for those. But they'll be quite hot now after that. Harvey is closing in onto Chromat. Makes the move stick. Luke is closing in onto Elios. So we jump on board here. So they go through the bus stop chicane. Elios is gone into the pit, so Luke gets a free position there. Although he'll have to deal with Kermit behind him now. Kermit is... Luke is up into third at the moment. He gets a time penalty of 3 seconds, but he's right on the gearbox of Happy Kilmore. And Happy Kilmore is a very quick driver, so it is very impressive and cool to see Luke pretty much keeping pace with him, as we have yellow flags in sector 1 and 2. Looks as though we have a Mercedes of ZHR have a slight excursion off field, it seems. Doesn't look like he's got any damage, but might be minor damage possibly. Kermit has closed into Luke here. Looks as though Luke's going to take the racing line. Oh, and Kermit's just spun on the main on the start-finish straight. I think his rear tyres might be suffering a little bit after that spin he had earlier. Matt and King are battling hard. Matt has claimed P12 off of King, although King does have a DRS on him, but it won't be enough to overtake him, as Shade is disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. So we have yellow flags just after turn 1. We're losing a lot of drivers, and we're only on lap 10 out of 22 at the moment, and we've lost 6 drivers. We currently don't have a time at the moment for Faith, although this glitch happens all the time in any lobby on any of these games. We're saying that'll sort itself once Faith crosses the start-finish line, I believe. So try and find some close battles here. Which is closing onto Knight. Which is on the outside on the racing line. You'll see the inside on the chicane. And Rich claims P5 from Knight. Nice move there by the Aston Martin driver. Very clean indeed. It's Harvey gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as we're currently on lap 11 out of 22, so we're pretty much at the halfway mark as we have yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. So we'll try and find out what's happened. Because though Luke's had a slight mishap. Doesn't appear that he's got any damage to his car. Although he has lost some positions. So he's decked into P6 at the moment. Although him and Elios have done really well at the moment. So Luke and Elios are up 12 positions from where they started this Grand Prix. So they could be really good contentions for driver of the day. Trying to find some close action at the moment. Knight is closing in onto Rish. But the battle they've got going is also allowing time for Luke to catch up. So Chrome gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Yellow flags in sector 2. Looks as though Harvey might have had a incident and Harvey has lost his front wing. So Harvey's turning ability at speed will be severely hampered. He'll be understeering very bad. Currently trying to find some more close action. Rish is looking for a move on the inside of Thrasher. He gets the move done. It's a nice clean move there again by the Aston Martin driver. Though Happy Kilmore is still leading this race. Sitting quite comfortably here at P1. As Matt gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And we have a safety car, a full safety car. Matt has retired from the Grand Prix. So we're just on board with King as we try and figure out. It looks as though it's actually been an accident at the top of Radion. So we are down to 13 drivers now. So we have a full safety car. So this is our first full safety car of the Grand Prix. We had 2 virtual safety cars. Safety car is now picked up Happy Kilmore, our race leader. which just gives a good opportunity for a free pit stop. Some drivers can capitalise on it in the correct manner. The ZHR gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So I think if there's any drivers that might be on soft tyres, which there are some, they're on fresh ones, or any drivers that might be considering a change to a different compound, maybe a medium or a soft. Currently having a look at penalties, and it looks as though those with penalties are just on 3 seconds, so this will probably be a very tight finish actually. So you're having a let's see how many people have done stops. Luke is yet to do a stop, it seems. And he is on hard tyres, so Luke will need to do a stop at some point. Although if he does not do a stop, he will be disqualified. Luke has done well to get himself up 14 positions compared to where he started. I think now's the point where you sort of have to come in for a stop if you want to have any chance of trying to salvage something from this. Come into the pits. Let's see what's happening. So King is swapping his tyres out for a set of soft tyres. And Harvey has come into the pits as well. Not sure if he's got wing damage or not. Just waiting to see. It appears he does have some wing damage. Currently on lap 15 out of 22, so we've got about 17, well, not 17, 7 laps left to go. Of this Belgian Grand Prix, and it has been quite a eventful one. Yeah, we've lost 6 drivers, and we've had 2 virtual safety cars and 1 full safety car. So it's a definitely a interesting race, but Belgium pretty much does that all the time. Will provide a interesting race. But it'll be quite interesting to see, to actually read what the viewers' predictions would be. So type it in the chat maybe who you think your top 3 drivers will be, and possibly your driver of the day who you think deserves it. I think my top 3 would be Happy Kilmore for P1, maybe Thrasher for P2, And I'd probably say Kermit for P3, I think. And driver of the day, I think, would probably have to be to Luke if he doesn't get disqualified, hopefully. He can make a pit stop. Safety car is still out at the moment. Well, I think it might be looking at coming in soon, as here's the field's all bunched up again. Just waiting to see what the race director will decide, whether he wants to bring the safety car in this lap or maybe keep it out for another lap. We've got a confirmation by race control that safety car is coming in this lap, so Happy Gilmore will control the pace of the field on the restart. So whether he'll want to bunch the field up or try and spread it out, it'll be up to him. Currently wait to see tried to around the outside, but Happy Gilmore was able to steal that position back. As the two drivers getting very close on the approach to Eau Rouge. Elios is going for a move down the inside of Faith. Vintage Grizz, I believe, as well. Faith just loses out. Vintage Grizz. ZH is slowly closing in onto Luke. Is on the fresher tyres and on the faster tyres as well. As we have Yellow in sector 2. Chromate, I believe, has had a slight incident. Doesn't look like he's got any damage. So we have Yellow Flags in sector 2 again. ZHR is looking at Luke. Oh, contact. We have contact made. I think that might have been an Aston Martin, I believe. Luke is coming for his stop. He's put on a set of intermediate tyres. Luke gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Although I don't know what's actually happened. It doesn't appear that there's rain on the circuit. And King has come on for a set of intermediates as well. Something we'll have to look at. It doesn't. I'm not seeing overcast, but it's. I don't see what could look like rain clouds actually. Not sure what's going on with King and Luke. King has a slight excursion onto the infield on the first chicane. Hang on. I think I'm now actually just starting to see the droplets of rain now. So maybe Luke and King actually made a good call, it actually seems. Coming on early for our intermediate tyres. Will the other drivers look at responding maybe? So we're currently on lap 19 out of 22. So we've got about 3 laps left to go. Although when it here at the Belgium at Spa, when it rains, it rains. So the drivers that are on the slick tyres, it'll be taking a lot of skill and work to keep them on track. Vintage grills with tyres from the session. Try and find out what's happened. Oh, Vintage Grizz has had an accident in Sector 2. Doesn't look like any of the drivers in the pack have come into the pits, though it looks as though some of them might be starting to lose grip on their tyres. Oh, and just as we say that, ZHR has a spin onto turn 1. As Harvey comes into the pits and fits on a set intermediate tyres. Kermit gets a 3-second time penalty. I think Luke and King actually made a pretty smart decision, I think. Whether any of them will be able to capitalise on anything. His Thrasher has a spin. Very interesting to see, actually. Ooh, Kermit has a spin. Yellow flags in Sector 2. Thrasher had to take evasive action onto the grass to not get hit. So as you can see now, it is starting to rain here. So this is pretty much the time Oh, as Faith has a spin on the start-finish straight. And nearly makes contact with Thrasher. So it is absolutely bucketing down here at Spa. As Luke gets 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So we're currently on lap 21 out of 22, so we've got 2 laps left to go. Oh, and Faith has crashed out at the top of Radion. As ZHR has come on for intermediate tyres as well. So it appears both the AlphaTauris are out, both the McLarens are out, and both Red Bulls are out as well. So it's 3 teams out of this Grand Prix. And ZHR has a slight accident just after the first chicane. So it doesn't appear that he's got any damage though. As Rish is closing in onto Happy Kilmore. These 2 drivers are still on slicks though. Their cars will... It'll be like skating on ice with their cars at the moment, with this rain. Especially when you're going up Eau Rouge and you're behind a car in the downforce, in the turbulent air especially. So Rish currently has P1 on the last lap of this Grand Prix. But Happy Kilmore is right behind him. Although Rish has about a 3-second time penalty, so if Happy Kilmore can keep himself within 3 seconds to Rish, he will win this Grand Prix. As we currently have 4 drivers on intermediates and the rest on slicks. Man, this is intense. As Elios makes a move onto Kermit. Nice move by the Williams driver. Kermit does have wing damage though, so he'll be suffering, and especially with being on dry tyres on a wet track as well. And when I said earlier that the fact that when it rains here at Spa, it rains, I was not kidding. One thing that I always do with in my team career mode, or even when I'm doing multiplayer stuff and it's at Spa, I'm always checking with my engineer, getting weather updates, you know. Is there going to be rain? When is it coming? As Rish and Happy Kilmore cross the line, as does Knight. Elios is also coming across the line as well. Thrasher is approaching the line as well. He'll be followed behind by his teammate. So both Ferraris finish as we have yellow flags in Sector 3. Chromad crosses the line. Harvey is approaching the line and crosses it as well. ZHR is on the bus stop chicane. And decides to rear wing swipe the wall. Still waiting for him to arrive. Still got plenty of time though. Man, what a race. We've lost... God, we've lost 9 drivers out of 20. That's quite a substantial loss. And the game decides to give Elios the driver of the day. So the drivers are currently celebrating their achievement. Some nice points picked up there for the Aston Martin team for the Constructors' Championship. So, our race winner in P1, Rish. In P2 we have Happy Kilmore. In P3 we have Iron Knights. P4 we have Elios. P5 we have Thrasher. P6 we have Kermit. P7 we have Chromad. P8 we have Harvey. P9 we have ZHR. P10 we have Luke. And P11 we have King. And our non-finishers, in 12th we have Faith, 13th we have Grizz, Vintage Grizz, 14th we have Matt, 15th we have Shade, 16th we have MPA Skov, 17th we have Paulo Frost, 18th we have Bagos, 19th we have Suggested, and in 20th we have JDD. We're just scrolling through the incidents just in case the stewards need any data. So that was a very eventful race. I was not expecting us to pretty much lose half the field by the end of the race. I definitely believe well, the rain definitely played a factor into this. But that's just part of racing here at Spa. So we'll see you next week, folks. At the same time, but at a different track. Until then, peace out.